Hello, welcome back. Today we are doing another Flight Simulator X review. It's been quite a while since I thought I'd do another one. Of course, once again, FREEWARE. This is probably up there, one of the best. In fact, if you do want to see my list, I think it was the top 10 or top 5, the best Flight Simulator X freewares, feel free to check that out. I'll put a link down below. But yeah, I believe this definitely made the list. This is a very, very nice freeware. If you're not familiar, this is the MD80 by Alejandro Rojas, Lucena. I don't know, I butchered that name, so sorry about that. But I'll put a link down below to where to download this freeware, and it should include his name in there, so full credits go to him. Very nice job by him on this freeware. Hope you guys enjoyed that little bit of footage from before this review. Hopefully you guys like that. But yeah, let's just get started. First of all, I think it's pretty important to go over the liveries. American, of course, pretty boring, but at the same time, it's kind of really nice looking, sort of nostalgic and classic, now that American has that new livery that's no longer shiny. I will say that this, while it does get the color pretty spot on, the sheen isn't very accurate. It's not that shiny. I think that might be to give it a bit of a weathered look, but I personally prefer a more shiny version. Aside from this, I'm not going to show you every one, that simply takes too much time. There's also white, just a pure white version, one from Alitalia, TWA, China Southern, Iberia, Scandinavian, Allegiant, Finnair, and Lufthansa. I think I like the Allegiant one the best, to be honest. I don't know, something about it just looks kind of nice. Of course, not my favorite airline, but not going to get into that. So, as always, let's get started. First of all, these things are going to be gone soon from real life, which really sucks. They're getting retired, and I believe all the legacy carriers in the USA are planning on having them gone by like the end of 2020 or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but feel free to correct me down below. Yeah, that kind of sucks, because these Mad Dogs I really like them. Something about them gives that classic look. They look really nice. But of course, they're being phased out in favor of a more fuel-efficient aircraft. Let's get started with the externals of this aircraft. As I said, the livery, I don't like it too much, but it doesn't look bad, certainly. The resolution is pretty good. The windows, I mean, they're kind of just there. They don't look that good, but like, you can't expect much, they're just fake windows. But the actual resolution is the important parts. Like here, you can see the engine inlet, the wing especially. There's even a pilot in there, you can see, and the cockpit windows. Yeah, the wing here, you can really see the nice resolution. Beautiful. I do have all my resolution settings on max, by the way. Hopefully you guys don't see too much lag. Really, it's a very beautiful looking model. Of course, you have the engines rear mounted. And everything is animated, so let's get started with the flight controls. Ailerons there. Rudder. Elevator. Spoilers we can do. You can see there. Flaps, we can just go to flaps full. You can see your flaps and slats are animated. I go all the way up again. There you go. Looks pretty cool. Let's see what else. Of course, the engines. You have reverse. Pretty nice. And then you even get smoke. Let me just put the parking brake on real quick. You get nice engine smoke. I don't know if that's fully realistic. I don't think MD80s actually produce that much smoke. But like, it looks pretty cool, I guess. I'm not moving, so you don't get that trail, but in the air you're going to get a smoke trail more of. So we can stop revving those engines. I'm sure you guys have already noticed, but the audio on this model, there's definitely issues. It does not sound the greatest. Well, it may be realistic in that it's like super loud and blurry and like crackly or whatever. Maybe that's how these engines sound, but it's not very pleasing, especially when you're flying it. I find I have to turn the audio very low to deal with it. I'm sure you guys heard it. It's actually gone now. I think it might be a glitch or something, because like now it sounds very reasonable. But you could hear at the beginning there was that huge, just massive, gigantic sound. And even at full power, it does not sound that loud or crazy. So I think it might be a sort of an audio glitch. Tell me if you guys have that. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, the audio is, I'd say, one of the lower points of this model. However, the rest of it definitely makes up for it. So as you can see here, the externals just look absolutely beautiful. If we take it off the parking brake here, you can see that the wheels do spin, which is always a nice touch. Let's stop before we get too far down the runway here. There we go. We are no longer... Whoa! How'd we veer that far off? What the hell? It's fine. So yeah, there's not too much to go over for the external, as you can see. Overall, just a very nice looking model. Pretty simple. If we go to another view here, let's go over all the aircraft views. So you do have window views on this. Nothing too special, just standard. You can go all the way around and see the rest of the plane though. Sucked into the engine. Same thing for left side, you have landing gear views. Tail and the wings. Nothing too special, these are all really standard. Of course you have all of your standard views here as well. So yeah, that's pretty much, oh sorry, that's pretty much gonna, oh there it is, the sound, you hear that? That really weird blaring sound. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much going to cover the externals. I'm going to get rid of this sound. You can see, if you, oddly enough, if you put the engine on near full power, the sound disappears. It actually gets quieter. So I think that's definitely a glitch. Enough rambling about the sound. I've talked about it like 5 times. Let's get to the cockpit. That's the exciting part, of course. At least for me it is. Sorry, one last really quick thing before we get to the cockpit. The lighting. As you can see, I have set it to night, and the lighting is not spectacular, to say the least. First of all, the runway lighting is quite dark. I don't know if that's the Flight Simulator X thing, or if that's the fault of this model. But I will say that I have definitely seen models where the lights can actually light up the plane, at least part of it, so you can see it. This plane kind of just looks like a shadow. It's really dark. It does none of the lights actually light the plane up, and I do have every single light on that is available. The lights themselves look pretty cool, look nice and crisp, but like, you know, they don't light the plane up. One more thing, something that is kind of cool is you can see the windows do glow as if there's lighting in the cabin. So that is one nice touch I do like. Now, for real, into the cockpit. You know what? Let's start with our virtual cockpit. Our virtual cockpit, yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it in night while I do this because I think it looks pretty cool. I can also show off the lighting. There is lighting, you can see. This is more of like just a panel light, almost a backlight kind of. Here you have a surround light. I'm just gonna keep the backlight on because it looks cool. I think it looks cool. So here you have a few just random miscellaneous panels. They stuck them here. Yeah. Steering. Overall, it doesn't look professional. I will say that. You can see it looks kind of not that well, not put together, but not that well organized. Like, you can see it doesn't really blend with just the surroundings, the panels look like they sort of cut and paste in. Especially the flight manager computer here, it looks kind of ridiculous. But I will say that doesn't really take away from the experience when you're actually flying it. You don't notice that. Instead you notice that the resolution, first of all, is quite good. The attention to detail is quite good. You can see we even have the fire switches. The gauges look pretty nice. These are, I believe, they're custom made. They're certainly not stock Flight Simulator X, other than the navigation display, which I wish they would have done better. But hey, I'm not gonna ask for too much. It is freeware. You can see you have this classic analog gauges with the primary flight display, which only shows your speed tape. The part I probably like the most is definitely going to be the engine display. I just really like that. Throttle quadrant. Ooh, I might want to turn the lights on for this one. Come on now. There we go. Okay, throttle quadrant. This part does look quite nice. It is fairly realistic to the actual MD80. It is definitely custom because the MD80 throttle quadrant is quite unique. But you can see it looks quite nice. Oh, got it in reverse there. There we go. You can see you have your pitch trim and all that. Down here with the radio panel, that looks iffy. These blend pretty well with the theme, and then you have the squawk code, which I think that might be from the 737 or something. It's kind of just stuck there and it kind of glares. It doesn't look that good. But overall, it's very nice. You even have your small auto brake switch there. Attention to detail, once again, is quite good. With it all lit up, it looks very bright, very nice. You can see you have all your warning horn symbol things there. Overhead panel, let's see if I can get... Oh, well first let's talk about the autopilot panel. You have your lighting here. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Ha! I forgot to toggle this. I was wondering if that might be why it wasn't lit up, but no, it's still like that. Oh! I just keep getting distracted, jeez. But one thing I will say is you may be able to tell that right now in the actual cockpit, the sound isn't that bad. So that is one nice thing. Because when you're flying it, you're probably going to be in the cockpit. Unless you're one of those people who fly from the external view. Autopilot panel, nothing too special here. Pretty standard. It does have that nice red lettering, or numbers rather, which does make it kind of stand out, look pretty cool. I don't know how to put this, it kind of looks too modern. It certainly doesn't look modern with all the analog gauges, but it looks a little bit too modern for an MD80. I don't know if you guys know what I'm saying. Google a picture of the MD80 cockpit. I guess part of that is because they've been worn down, they've been used, they've gotten dirty, all that. But this just kind of looks too... I don't know how to put it. But don't get me wrong, it looks nice. I really like it. You can actually adjust the flaps by clicking on the indicator. One thing I found pretty funny. But yeah, these gauges for me are red. I have no clue why. They've always been like that. They're just red. It's not to show that they don't function. They still work. I just don't know why. Here you have this throttle quadrant randomly stuck in here from the 737. That I'm sure is to help you, like know your sport. Oh, of course I clicked the landing gear. To know your flat position and stuff like that. Or your throttles. It's helpful, I will say that. However, I do wish they could have, since they spent all the time in the virtual cockpit doing that custom throttle quadrant, making it look nice, I wish they could have put that implementation here instead of just sticking the 737 one in. But I'm not going to judge them too harshly on that. 737 radio controls here, once again. Not going to judge them too harshly for that, because it's freeware and it's better to have than to not have it at all. But I wish that they made it look kind of a little bit neater. Jeez, I must be in a bad mood today. I'm sounding very negative. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I really love this freeware. It made my top 5 list for a reason. It's really amazing. Overhead panel. Let's see if there's a better view of this anywhere. Aha. Is this our overhead? Yeah, it is. So here we have the overhead panel. Down here at the very bottom, it's a little bit covered up, I think. But you have displays for all your warnings or just the status of the airplane. I think that's really nice. Definitely very nice to have. Up here, you have your circuit breakers all drawn out, which is really cool. You can see that even the overhead panel is very high resolution, which is not too common for freeware, which is actually a really nice thing that they put a lot of attention to detail in this. It is missing a few switches here and there, but you can't blame them, because it's not like they would do anything of in later acts. Overall, it just looks nice overall. You can judge for yourself if this is level of realism you're willing to handle, because obviously payware will be much more realistic. This is missing switches. Switches might be in the wrong place occasionally, but just things like that. It's certainly no deal breaker. In fact, I find I very rarely even use the overhead panel in flight. It's just really, really nice to have it here. Of course, with all the analog gauges, just brings me back to kind of being in an more old-fashioned airplane. That's pretty much it for like how the cockpit looks, but how it functions. So let's go through a few of the warning horns, and because I think that's really probably one of the highlights of this. I said that the sounds are bad, but as in the engine sounds. But I really like some of the alarms, like what was I trying to say? Oh gosh, overspeed. Yes, the overspeed sounds very, very realistic, which is pretty cool. So let's get it up in the air, and then I can show you some GPWS and stall and overspeed stuff like that. So I guess we're just gonna go for it. Let me just get like some flaps here. Just doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Not worried about realism right now. Just want to get this thing off the ground. Do knots, cross-check continuing. No clue what the V-speeds on this thing are, so I'm just gonna rotate at like 140, don't worry about it. V1 rotate, sure. Oh god, it's not, holy crap. How's the right gear up? Kind of stuck there for a second and then became very sensitive suddenly. I'm just gonna bring all the flaps up. Realism is going out the window. I just want to demonstrate some warnings here. So let's just go, well I guess, yeah, let's go for overspeed first because I don't want to stall out immediately. Should be overspeeding fairly soon, I believe. Okay, well while we wait, I might have to talk about the flight mechanics. As I said, I have found that rotation on this thing it kind of sticks, and oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, let me just make sure I don't completely crash. Okay, there we go, not overspeeding anymore. But you did hear that alarm, it sounded very nice. That is quite realistic. But as I was saying, oh gosh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the controls. They're on takeoff, it feels a bit weird. It's quite sensitive, and then at the same time, it's sluggish at the very beginning, and then suddenly, when the nose wheel lifts, it becomes very sensitive. So you have to be careful not to tail strike or anything. Not like it matters in Flight Simulator X. There you go, we have GPWS. Any more? No more. Got it, you're not gonna give me any more. Probably because I was dropping too fast and it went into emergency mode. And I crashed. So apparently it's a bad idea to be rambling while trying to fly a plane. Yeah, I was not paying attention to my altitude not altitude, my airspeed. So I stalled out there. Let's try this again. And this time I will give you a proper listening to that stall warning. Oh, did not put the power. I'm not even gonna bother using flaps. I guess while we're just here on the ground, as I mentioned, landings. I have found the controls, they get kind of sluggish at slower speeds. I don't know if that might be more realistic to the real plane, but like compared to other Flight Simulator X aircraft, I have noticed that, so be ready for that. Perhaps more importantly, the Autopilot. I have had issues with it capturing the glide slope. So a lot of times, for some reason, it does a thing where it'll need a small adjustment to get on the glide path. So instead, it'll make a massive adjustment in that direction. So by the time it's, by the time it's corrected, it's actually gone way over the needed correction. So they need to correct the other direction, but by that time it's too late and you're just way off the glide path. And it can't, a lot of times it just doesn't capture the glide path for some reason. But that only happens sometimes. Other times it works. I don't really know. Let's give you guys a power on stall here. Try not to crash this time. Beautiful. Where is our stall warning? Okay, so that activated. Well, at least it sounds nice, but that activated a little bit late. There you heard sync rate. Here we're getting our GPWS kicking in. I don't know why it's missing the pull up sound. That's fine. And we have recovered. Yeah, there's really not too much to go over with this plane. It is not an extremely complicated airplane. It's not extremely feature rich by any means. It's just everything is kind of nice. And really the best part of it is definitely the fact that it has a custom panel. That takes a lot of work, and it's always a treat to see that in freeware, because it's very, very rare. Most of them just have your stock 737 panel, which is trash. Sometimes even if it isn't the best quality, just the fact that it's different, it's something new, that's always nice. So really, that's about as good as you're gonna get for freeware, aside from just the few that are the true exceptions, which are up there. Once again, you can check out my list for those. Ooh, we're stalling again. Don't talk while you fly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see if did I miss anything? Okay, well we might as well go over our shift key shortcuts. Shift 2 brings up our navigation. Shift 4 is our GPS. Shift 5 is our navigation display. Shift 6. Ooh, I didn't know this was here. Shift 6 is our we can have kind of controls over the doors and stuff. Well, now I gotta show you that. Okay. And then here, I'm gonna crash the plane. I'll be back. I need to show you that because I forgot. Okay, I got it set back to daytime because we need to do part 2 of our external review. So, shift 5 was it? Shift 6, okay. Let's click all of them. Does that work? Yes, it does. Let's just open all of them. We've got main passenger door is here. Air stairs that's the back exit? Oh, yeah. So that's back here. One of the more unique things of MD80. Airport stairs, I believe that is this. Cargo door. Where the hell is the cargo door? On the other side? Ah, yes. The cargo doors have opened. Back door, once again, that was already open. Oh, wait, no. The back door is referring to this. Okay. And then ground services. Wow, this is very nice. So I have ground vehicles actually turned off right now. So these are actually part of the model that comes with this package, I believe. Because they wouldn't normally be able to display, I think. That's very nice. Beautiful. One last thing, which I think I saw, was, it does have a flight management computer, which is kind of a big last thing. Let's see, let's just mess around with it. I'll just show you guys. Seattle. Ah, I forgot. This is one of those flight management computers where it's kind of, for all intents and purposes, it's a dummy. Like, it can do some basic functions, it's kind of fun, that's great. And maybe it can't even do the basic functions. It's kind of just showing you bogus information and just, it's all kind of like stationary. You can't actually change anything. It's just here to look cool. So that's kind of what you can expect from these. It doesn't actually work. If you have a flight plan, here, let me try something. Let me load a flight plan, because a lot of these, they don't let you actually program anything, but if you have a flight plan, then you can it'll kind of show you some more stuff. So we have a flight plan loaded now. It's just from Boeing Field to Seattle, so a really short flight plan. It says nav database. Okay, hold on, okay. I believe this actually allows you to tune the radio. Let me just check this. Is that what it's doing? Yeah, this is actually tuning your radio. So that is cool, because you can automatically tune radio, you don't have to look it up to your nearest airports. So that is kind of nice. Oh, what did I do? Position, it does show you your position. Going field there. So now will let me enter a cruising altitude. Aha! Here we go. So now it'll let you kind of do some stuff. It's still not anything spectacular, certainly. Yeah, none of that is still useless. But here we get kind of some cool information. Legs, one leg, brilliant. Sure. Let's turn it off. Oh my god. Okay, you guys get the point. It's nothing special. I believe this is actually, darn it, I forgot what it was called. But I believe this is actually a flight management computer that's used in other models as well. Do not quote me on that. Correct me down below if I'm wrong. But I do believe I've seen this before. It is certainly not the best. It just doesn't work that well in my opinion. It's not that realistic. After having flown FREEWARE, I don't want to say useless, but it's kind of a gimmick. Garrett Smith, that's what it's called. It's a Garrett Smith flight management computer. Yes. Maybe I just don't know how to use it. If some of you know how to use it, tell me down below. Call me an idiot. Because maybe I am just an idiot. But yeah, as far as I can tell, I mean, there's not that much use to it. It's cool to have, but other than that, it doesn't do that much. It is more functional than, I will say, the Posky 777 one. That one is just completely useless. But you can get better for free, believe it or not. Oh god. Project Airbus, that's it. The Project Airbus A320 with the... shit, I forgot his name. But somebody makes a really, really nice panel for that Posky, for that Project Airbus A320. That has a really nice flight management computer. It is not that realistic, but it works really, really well. So, that's going to be it for this video. I don't have too much to say. I don't have too much to say because there's not too many features, if I'm completely honest with you. It is the best MD80 out there, hands down. But there's nothing too special about it. Nothing stands out. Let me put it this way. Nothing is amazing, but everything is good. And that's all you can ask for in a FREEWARE. So this definitely made my top 5 list for a reason. I'm reviewing it for a reason. I wouldn't review it for shit. I do recommend that you guys get it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for rambling so much, and I'll see you guys next time.